Who's not awake? Awake? Okay, good. So, well, good. Anyways, I'm excited to be here today to talk to you guys. First of all, how many people came down here just to learn about finances today? Learn more about finances? Yeah, you did. That's what you came here to do? How many people learned how to, because they want to make more money? Who's like money motivated? They want to make lots of money? Money motivated, yeah? Okay, good. How many people just came here because they have to be here in the class? Good. Okay, good. Awesome. Good. Okay, good. Perfect. Anyways, my name is Mark Kwan, and I'm Canadian, first of all. Does anyone hate Canadians, first of all? Any Canadian haters? No? No? Okay, good. Awesome. No, I'm from Canada. I came here from Canada 18 years ago without a green card, so I was an illegal border jumper. Anybody else illegal border jumpers? Really? This is Southern California. I'm the only illegal border jumper. No way. Okay, good. Yeah, I came here 18 years ago. To be honest with you, I dropped out of high school in grade 9. So anyone drop out of high school in grade 9? No? And I actually went back to college in Canada, and I went to business school for 2.5 years. And I just ended up with a ton of student loans and credit card debts, and I didn't see there was no light at the end of the tunnel in Canada. So I basically dropped out and came to the United States with a green card. My first job was a security guard. So does that sound good? How many people would say, wow, there's a guy who came to my class, he was a high school and college dropout, he came to the United States with no green card, and he was working as a security guard? Man, that's the guy we heard from today. Who said? Anybody say that? No? Okay. Well, I'll give you a statistic, and I don't know if you guys know this, but you're 4 times more likely to become a millionaire in the United States if you immigrate to the United States. Why do you think that is? Any questions? Any thoughts on that? Why would immigrants be more likely to become millionaires than people born in the United States?
More drive.
More drive? Okay, cool. Anything else? More opportunities? Okay, maybe they see more opportunities? Okay. See, I was looking all over Canada. I was searching everywhere. There's no Canadian dream. Okay? It's called the American dream, right? But, okay, so anyways, seriously, why would immigrants be more likely to become millionaires? Any other thoughts on that? Okay.
They have more challenges.
More challenges? Okay. They see more opportunities and stuff like that. Yeah, I basically came here and I was like, wow, I don't have a high school, college diploma, or a green card. I better work really, really hard. Okay? And now, fortunately, I started reading books on the subject of entrepreneurship and business and investing, and I really started investing in my financial education. Okay? How many people feel like that financial education is important for yourself? Okay? How about financial IQ? What's financial IQ? There's IQ, but what's financial IQ? Any thoughts? Okay. Well, I'm going to go through some stuff with you guys today and just bring up your financial IQ and kind of teach you some things. Now, I was the type of I didn't like school when I was younger, and I didn't like reading. So I said, you know what? You don't like school and you don't like reading. You should probably write a book, right? So I was like, okay. So it took me 5 years. I know. I got a lot of the questions you guys answered before. So most of these questions I'll kind of ask, but then I can open it up maybe the last 10 minutes or so and just kind of give you as many questions as you guys want. So now this is Rich Man, Poor Bank, and it's basically what the banks don't want you to know about money. How many people feel like the banking system is really in your favor, trying to help you out these days? Okay. Do you think do you think there's things that they do that they don't want you to know about? Okay. And I asked the question in this book. I asked 2 questions when I came to the United States. I asked, one, why don't we teach finances in school? Okay. I don't know if there's, it's great that I love coming up here today because I actually get to teach you guys of some things about money that you'll probably never learn anywhere else. Okay. So I really love what I do. And I asked the question, what's the difference between rich people and everyone else? Why do so few become some wealthy and the rest of the population somewhat struggles financially and that sort of thing? Why is that? What separates the people that make a lot of money from the people that don't? Because I come from a very poor family. My family's been on social programs. We've struggled. I've almost been homeless. We came from all these financial problems. But why? What's the difference between rich people and everyone else? Yes.
The people without means, they're generally more frugal and they save their money, whereas people with means tend to spend it more frequently. Okay. I'll give you some more thoughts on that. Forget any other questions. Why do some people become rich and everyone else stays somewhat middle class or becomes poor? What is it? What's the difference?
They do have a plan for the future.
Yeah, but
they work in the plan.
Okay, absolutely. They definitely have a plan. Okay, how many people have a plan for becoming financially independent? Like crazy, one person, right? Okay, yeah, you should have a plan. Okay, exactly. Here's what I need to do. It's pretty simple. It's a simple formula. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys about some stuff. Anyways, I work with. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm launching an app this week called Rich Man Education. My book. I just got the email. My book is going to be in Mandarin, so I just got the email of the Mandarin version. In my phone. I'm like, wow, that looks pretty cool. Okay, and it's in Spanish. Hombre rico, banco pobre. My pronunciation's not too good, Canadian. But anyways, I work with Transamerica. In the financial industry, you need to tie yourself to a big company in order to be able to do certain things. So Transamerica is what's called my broker-dealer. And how many people have seen the Transamerica building before in San Francisco? How many people have seen it in real life? How many people have seen it in movies? Have you seen it in Mission Impossible 4? Mission Impossible, you've seen it? Yeah, remember they take a nuclear missile, they fly it right into our building, and it just bounces right off? That's how strong our company is. I'm saying that. Okay? In Godzilla, they actually take, there's a scene in Godzilla where they're throwing the monsters around San Francisco. It's knocking down all the buildings except one building. Do you know why? Because even Godzilla respects our building, okay? But now, jokes aside, it's a very big company. And the crazy thing about Toronto, a lot of companies used to be very corporate-driven, employee-driven, and they're now becoming more entrepreneurial-driven. Have you ever seen that out there? Like, what's it? Uber or Lyft. There used to be a taxi cab industry, 9-to-5 corporate job, and now what it is? It's more of an entrepreneurial type of thing where people can control their time. So a lot of changes are happening in the economy, and I think things are going to be becoming more entrepreneurial driven. Okay, which is good. It's a great opportunity if you see that and you see the opportunities, including Transamerica. Transamerica didn't know how to grow. Okay, a lot of the guys that run these big corporations, they're like number crunchers and they understand insurance, but they don't know how to grow. Okay, they need marketing. Okay, what's the number one skill to grow a company? It's the marketing. People think in finance, I need to become a really good financial person. Not necessarily true. You need to become good at generating business. Okay, and I had to learn that. It was very uncomfortable for me. I came from a background of private investigation. I used to hide in a car with a video camera. That's what I did before this. I'm serious. I literally used to do surveillance for people, for insurance companies. And so me coming into the financial industry was very uncomfortable. I'd never done public speaking before. I was very uncomfortable just sitting across from a table talking about their finances. Everything was very uncomfortable. I had to push myself constantly out of my comfort zones all the time in this industry to become successful in this industry. Now I'm 39. I don't really have to work for a living. I have passive income coming in where I don't have to work. And now it becomes more fun because now I'm looking at building this huge company. So I'm doing some very entrepreneurial things that have never been done before in the financial industry just because, well, I started thinking bigger. Make sense? Okay. How many of you have read a book called The Magic of Thinking Big? Anyone ever read that book? Great books. I could give you so many books you could read on how to become successful. And a lot of them are not financial based. They're, again, how you think. Okay? So anyways, Transamerica has been around a long time. We basically, I personally focus on the financial education side. There's lots of different ways they work, but let me jump into this. Okay, so we do all types of investment products and different things like that, but again, I don't want to spend time on product stuff. I want to spend some time on really the questions that you guys were asking about. So my book asked the question, it really said that why we don't teach finances in school is that there's an inverse relationship between financial education and bank profit. Okay, why don't we teach? And basically, if people's financial education become highly financially educated, does bank profit go up or down? It goes down. Okay, if financial education goes down and people are sort of left in the dark and miseducated on money, okay, they're given false information about money, bank profit goes up. Okay, and I believe that there's a lot of money in sort of keeping people miseducated on finances. Okay, so let's look at the difference between the rich people and everyone else. Okay, and I'll give you an example. This is what I started studying when I came to the United States. I was like, what's different? I started reading books and things. Now, the vast majority of people are told to go get a job. Is that correct? Okay, that's true, and that's not a bad thing. A job can be a good thing, but there has to be something else. Because who has more money, the people own the companies in the world or the people who have the jobs? It's people that own the companies, okay? So we say get a job. Most people work a job. They put money into a 401k plan. Who knows what a 401k plan is? Okay? They have term insurance. They buy insurance where they pay premiums, just like auto insurance. They buy it for 30 years, and it expires, and they lose their premiums, just like you pay for your auto insurance, right? And they rent a home. Now, here's the thing. What will determine your financial success in your life is what you've been taught about money, whatever you've been taught, okay, from parents and family and friends, and could be your church or whatever. Somewhere in your life you were taught something about money, and if you want to change your financial situation, you're going to have to change your beliefs. Would you guys agree with that? You have to change something the way it is. Now, this is the thing. How many people, your mom and dad, took you down to the bank when you were younger, or a relative, and said, open up a checking and savings account? I mean, I'm sorry, but you've been set up to fail financially. You've actually been set up to fail financially. Okay? See, banking industry was different 50 years ago. It's different. Banking 50 years ago, when it was a good idea maybe to take your kids to the bank to open up a checking and savings account 50 years ago, what did they do? They paid you 6% rate of return on your savings. They didn't issue credit cards, and they put you into a home. A banking industry was actually okay. It was like, hey, this is an okay thing. Now what's the goal of the banks? What's the goal of a bank?
Make money.
Make money. Okay? But how do they make money? Okay? Yeah, they tell you to save money and get good credit. So little old Johnny, what's your name?
Sean.
Sean, did your mom take you out to the bank to open up a checking savings account?
No, they just did it for me.
They just did it for you. Awesome. Okay, good. So you walk down to the bank and you're young, and they say, hey, we're going to open a checking and savings account. And you're like, this is great. I'm just going to save money. We're told to save money and get good credit. Isn't that true? Now, why have we been told to save money and get credit? Get good credit. And is that working?
To get good credit so you can borrow more money.
Well, what happens when we save money? The banks get wealthy. What happens when we get good credit? The banks become wealthy. See, let's say you guys are the greatest savers. We say, hey, you guys need to save money. We tell this side of the class to save money. What's your name? Savannah. Have you been ever told to save money? And they say, open up a savings account. You're like, this is great. We all start to save money. Okay? And these guys save a whole bunch of money. Okay? And what's your name? Tiffany. And then they tell you to get good credit. Let's say Sean here saves $10,000 in his savings. Like, man, good job. You saved $10,000. You're an amazing saver. You're incredible. And then they go, hey, you need to get good credit. And they lend you $10,000 on a credit card. How do they finance your debt? From Sean's savings. Okay? See, we've been told to save money and get good credit because it makes bankers wealthy. That's it. If you hold on to the value, I need to save money and get good credit, and you don't change that somewhere, you may go down to the road of generational poverty, sending your kids down to the bank who send their kids down. I mean, it's just, now, what are rich people doing? I'll talk to you guys a little bit about, because they're doing very different things, okay, to become wealthy, okay? So let's look at that. So we're told to save money and get good credit, which are put money in the bank, and then they find out ways to give us credit cards, okay? You walk into the Macy's one day, and they say, hey, Jeff, I'll give you 20% discount just to apply for the credit card today. Okay? That's called the debt matrix. How many of you have seen the movie The Matrix? Congratulations, you live in a debt matrix. Everything around you, from when you're a child, there's a system to get you in debt and keep you in debt. Okay? They track it. It's so perfect today that when you purchase something, they can track that into a computer, find out how you purchased it, and then feed that back to you. However they got you in debt, they can literally track everything about you, how they get you into debt, and then feed that back to you. They find all the weaknesses in everything you're doing and feed that back to you. You're literally living in a debt matrix. Everything around you is trying to get you in debt and keep you in debt for the rest of your life. You need to wake up and go, wait a second, I don't need to be into that. Okay? So the first part is called the debt matrix. Okay? And it's all the things you've been taught about money that are setting you up to fail. Okay? The next part is banks no more. Okay? And it's how you don't need the banks. Okay? I've got news for you guys. You don't need a bank to save. You don't need a bank to borrow. And you don't need a bank to invest. Okay? And I'm sure I'm going to get some questions on that after this. Okay? Can you let me know if we're about 10 minutes away, we can leave it open for questions or whatever. You can let me know that. Okay, great. So, good. So we save money, we get good credit. People don't understand tax avoidance. Okay? Do you know that to avoid taxes, you need to run a business of some type? There has to be some sort of part-time business in addition to your job to avoid taxes. Okay? You know what I got this morning? Who's ever tried tax-deductible Starbucks? Have you ever tried it? It's awesome. Who's ever tried tax-deductible sushi? You guys have never tried tax-deductible sushi? You have?
No, I was assuming that you were referring to like going and eating somewhere with a company.
Absolutely, that's tax-deductible sushi. Okay? I drove up here this morning. I get big tax deductions for driving my car. Okay? So if I want tax deductions, I'll drive around the block, go eat some sushi and Starbucks. There we go, big tax deductions. Because as a business owner, everything that can be related to business expansion is a tax deduction. Okay? I'm flying out on Saturday to the St. Martin corporate villa. Okay? With a bunch of guys. I'm going to go spend 5 days on a corporate villa in St. Martin, sitting on the beach, and it's all tax deductible. That's a business owner. So anyways, you have to understand tax advantages. Reducing taxes is running some sort of business. Okay? People don't have advisors or plans. In fact, the worst part about being stuck here is all the advisors that surrounded you, all the people that are giving you advice, they all have bad advice too. Does that make sense? This is why it's so difficult to go from here to becoming wealthy. Because it's the blind leading the blind. Exactly. It's all these people, they have false information. No, you need to get great credit score. No, you need to keep 30% balance on your credit card to get good credit. False, 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 false. All of it's false because it's been ingrained in us for so long. All the good reasons why we're supposed to take on debt. Okay? So, anyways, they don't have a plan, like you mentioned, and they don't have good advisors. The advisors around them don't really know what they're doing. And it's not a bad thing. I've sat with economics professors at Pepperdine University that don't understand finances. It's crazy, isn't it? These are the guys that train the Merrill Lynch advisors to go, and I'll show them the most basic things, and I didn't understand that before. Okay, so I'm going to teach you guys some of those things. Now, the wealthy in America, they understand they need to own businesses at some point. Okay? They buy permanent life insurance just because they'll send their premiums in. By the way, they use it to avoid taxes. There's a tax code where rich people avoid taxes using insurance. Okay? They buy homes. They have diversified investments. Now, why doesn't everybody have investment accounts? That would be the big thing. These people tell their kids to save money and get good credit and open up bank accounts for them when they're young. What are these people doing? They're setting up investment accounts for their kids when they're young. Their kids go, I'm becoming an investor, not a saver. Make sense? And that's really the big difference. And I'll show you how close it is to becoming wealthy. Anybody here can become wealthy if you want. You just have to decide to do it. First, though, make the decision, yes, I want to become wealthy. And then once you made that decision, what do I do next? Okay? So, what's the minimum? Let's say you walk down to a Bank of America and you ask them, hey, I got $500. I want to open up an investment account. What are they going to say to you?
You're going to say, a savings account?
Oh, a savings account. Yes, we'll help you open up a savings account until you meet our minimums, right? What do you think the minimum is before they actually want to talk to you? They'll talk to you at $10,000, but they don't really want to. They have zero interest in spending any actual quality time with you until you have a certain amount of money in your savings account. Do you know what that number is?
I have an investment account.
Okay. Okay, yeah, they will actually talk to you, but they don't really want to spend any time because there's no commission in it. So there's no commission. So they'll actually talk to you, they'll be friendly with you, but they're actually going to actively work with you and coach you on investing and really become a part of your life, that sort of thing. There's got to be a commission attached. Do you know what the minimum is? Any guesses? Give me a guess.
100,000.
100,000 higher. That was 10 years ago. 500? It's actually 250,000. So it's 250,000 before the financial advisors and the banks actually want to talk to you. Who's got an extra $250,000 to invest? Oh, what? Nobody? That's not even the top 1%. That's the top 0.01% have a $250,000 in reserves and stuff. Now, we have a minimum too with what I do. It's less than 250,000. It's to get an amazingly managed portfolio of investments through your cell phone. We have a minimum too. Would anyone guess what our minimum is? Just give me a guess. There's no bad guesses here. What do you think? It's less than 250,000 before we can take on a client. What do you think it is? Any guesses? 1,000? Much lower than that. Come on. What's that?
100.
It's lower than 100. $1? Oh, come on. That's much higher than $1. Somewhere between 100 and $1. Anyway, go on. We're going to get it here. 50? Lower than 50. 25? Lower than 25. $10, yeah. $10. Anybody can become an investor for $10 these days. Anybody of any income can become an investor if they have access to the information. Make sense? I could literally send you an email in a couple minutes. We could open up an investment account on your cell phone, and you would have a professionally managed portfolio of stocks and bonds on your cell phone. It's like video gaming investing. Okay? Amazing stuff. See, anybody can become an investor these days. That's the time we're in. We're in a time of innovation where anybody of any income can become an investor. But you need to change your thoughts from save money and get good credit to, I want to become an investor. Okay? Every month, man, the stock market went great in the last couple of days. I was like, this is awesome, right? Okay? And guess what it does? It goes, I want to become more of an investor. Okay? What happens when you save money? What do they pay on a savings account? What's the rate? Let's see. All of us are here. Let's play a game called Name the Interest Rate on My Savings Account. Who can do it? Nobody can do it, huh? 1.3. That may be awesome. What bank are you with? It's probably 0.1. Yeah, like several years ago. Yeah, it's probably 0.1. 0.1 is about the average on savings accounts. Now, how many people have heard of Rule of 72? Rule of 72. Crazy. Nobody's heard of it. It's actually how money works. I'm going to teach you guys how money works today. So basically, yeah, we need to become an investors. We need to become very aware of debt. Like, get rid of debt. Just don't live with debt. Get rid of it. My car is paid off. Like, I don't, become debt-free as much as possible. Maximize tax advantages. Again, you need to run some sort of part-time business to get tax advantages. Have a financial professional. Become knowledgeable yourself. Okay, it's not that hard. It's not. And I'll simplify some things for you today. One of the things I did is I took very complicated subjects and simplified them. The book takes about 2 hours to read. Okay, some of the chapters are pretty big. Some of them are like 2 pages. Some of them are like 3 pages. There's a chapter, right? 2.5 pages. Very, very quick read. Very, very quick to the point. So, anyways. So yeah, that's the difference. So if you're like, wow, my family is over here, start doing things to move over there. Okay, it doesn't happen overnight, but just start moving that direction of becoming an investor, having a debt elimination plan, staying out of debt, understanding how taxes work, that sort of thing. Does that make sense? Isn't that exciting? Like anybody can really do that. Okay, and that's really what my company does. We basically, whether it's a client or an advisor, we basically go, look, here's what you need to do to become financially independent. Cool? Okay. All right. Now, who's heard of a Roth? Tax avoidance is very, very important if you're going to build wealth. So who's ever heard of a guy named Senator Roth? William Roth. Who's ever heard of Roth? Roth IRA. He's a senator, and he named an investment account after himself. It's a Roth, individual retirement account. Anybody can open up a Roth IRA. Okay? Again, got to have $10 though. If you only have $9, don't come to me. You got to save that extra $1, then come back. Okay? But anyways, anybody can become an investor in a Roth IRA tomorrow. Now, if does anybody know somebody who's 25? Or somebody 20? Yes. What's your name? You're 25. And your name's Gabriel? Okay, Gabriel. Would you like millions and millions of dollars in a tax-free retirement account when you turn 65? Awesome. Good. Now, you'd have to do $5,000 a year in a Roth IRA. $5,000 a year. Is that super unreasonable? I know. It's pretty reasonable goal. I mean, what's $5,000? Come on, it's a couple of trips to Target, some sushi dinners, a new this and a new that and whatever. $5,000 gone, right? So let's just take $5,000 and go, I'm going to pay myself first. My priority is at least $5,000 a year goes into a Roth IRA for the next 40 years. Could you make that commitment? Cool. There you go. Here's what would happen. $5,000 a year over 40 years. If making 10% rate of return, you go back and you have $2,200,000 tax-free. $2.2 million tax-free. Is that good? That's like having $4 million in your 401k because there's no taxes on the $2.2 million. That's pretty awesome, huh? don't have to become a financial genius. You just have access to the investments and understand, hey, I can put it here and it's not taxable. Pretty cool? There you go. You're a multimillionaire in the future. You just have to follow through the plan, right? Okay. So, but if you wait 2 years, how many people like to procrastinate? How many people are procrastinating to put up your hand to admit you like to procrastinate? How many are just going to procrastinate later? Okay, just kidding. All right. So if you wait 2 years and you don't put in the first 10,000, Gabriel, you lose 400,000. Don't put in the first 10, you lose 400,000 tax-free because you didn't save the first 10. Was that expensive procrastination? It's huge. Okay, 10 grand turns into 400 grand tax-free if you just put the 10 in there and just let it run for 38 years. Isn't that crazy? Keep following up with you, millions and millions in savings. Okay, if a husband and wife are married, they do that. Great, they have 4.4 million tax-free. Isn't that cool? Okay. So, okay. Any questions on that? No? Okay. So, okay, good. You have to protect your assets. You want to have life insurance and long-term care. People don't know what that is. I didn't know what that was. I didn't know what any of this stuff was. Life insurance and long-term care, buy it when you're young and cheap, young and it's inexpensive. You can do that. And then you want to grow your money. You want to have safety, and you want to have tax advantages on your money. Okay? What if I told you you can grow your money without risk? When the market goes up, you make money. When the market goes down, you can't lose money. Does that sound good? Okay? And then what if I told you you could eliminate all the taxes on it? So no state or federal taxes on the growth, no taxes when you take it out, and when you die, all your money goes to heirs with no state and federal taxes and no probate. Would that be cool? Rich people do it all the time. Okay? Okay. So I'll show you a little bit of that. There's 3 ways to invest. Fixed, that's your savings account. Just does nothing. Oh, I'll give you a solution. My money goes into a credit union. It's not a bank. It's a credit union. It's different. It's a not-for-profit cooperative. And then it goes into a robo-advising app, and it's invested for me. Okay? So I don't have a savings account. I have a checking account. My savings is my investment account. Okay? So, yeah, I don't have a whole lot of this money doing anything because, again, this makes bankers wealthy. We give it to the banks, they invest it. We give it to the banks, they lend it to other customers. Okay? Now, there's variable when the market goes up and down. Okay? Now, if the market goes up, you know what most people do? They get excited. The market goes down, what do? What do most people do? They get scared and sell. What should you be doing when the market goes down? Buying. You're getting cheap shares. It's like going to Costco and getting the extra big pack for the same amount of money. Okay? So, anyways, you can be investing for the long term. If the market crashes, celebrate. Guess what when was the best year to invest? 2008. Great opportunities. Okay? See, what matters in your life is not what you do when the economy is good. It's what you do when the economy is bad. If you want to build wealth, just remember this. Have a plan for when the economy is good, and have a plan for when the economy is bad. Because guess what? I've got news for you. The economy is going to crash again. Okay? It's going to crash again. I don't know when. Maybe 5 years or 10 years. But when it crashes, it's going to be a big one. The economy is like a rubber band. If you pull it too much and it's doing too good, when it goes down, it does the same thing. The further it goes down, the further it looks good in the future, but then when it turns around again, it's a rubber band. The further it goes down. Okay? So, anyways, this is why you need financial education. You need to understand that this is how the things work. It goes up and it goes down. So what's my plan when it goes up, and what's my plan when it goes down? Okay? So yeah, so there's all kinds of investments and things like that you can do. That's variable. Okay? This is indexed. Market goes up, you make money, it locks. Market crashes, you can't lose money. Market goes up, it locks. Market crashes, you can't lose money. Market goes up. Okay? You're going to have a cap on your investments. Okay? It'll be 12.5 or 14 or whatever that cap is. But when the market goes up, you make money. When the market goes down, you can't lose money. Isn't that a cool way to invest? Okay? So you can actually do a little bit of everything. I mean, I do this and I do this. Okay? But again, the thing that I'm always going back to is I'm constantly investing. I'm like, how do I invest more? How do I invest more? How do I get rid of my car payment? How do I get rid of this? So I'm constantly investing more and reinvesting back into things. Okay. How are we doing on time?
You've got between 10 and 15 minutes to go.
Cool. This is one of the most important things to learn. How many of you have heard of a guy named Albert Einstein? Who's ever heard of Albert Einstein? E equals what?
MC squared.
MC squared. It's crazy. I speak to people all over the place. And it's amazing we don't learn the rule of 72. Yet Albert Einstein discovered the rule of 72. He called it the eighth wonder of the world. Eighth wonder of the world. Okay? It's actually how money works. You need to understand it to understand how to do well financially. Yet we don't yet Albert Einstein, they put E equals MC squared, but they don't put the rule of 72 in any educational curriculum throughout the entire world. How could Albert Einstein's eighth wonder of the world not be taught in any educational curriculum throughout the entire world? Any thoughts on that?
Upsets the balance.
Upsets the balance. I love that. That's a great way to say it. Upsets the balance. Right? You kidding me? The most powerful formula ever discovered on finances was never put in any educational curriculum throughout the entire world? Are you kidding me? That's crazy. This is why I have to talk to students about it. Here's how it works. Take an interest rate, divide it into the number 72, tells you the number of years it takes for your money to double. So let's say, for example, you get 1% on your savings account. Who's excited about 1%? I was excited about 1% before I got into the financial business. Like, whoa, I'm making 1% on my money. Well, 1 goes into 72 times. Just take an interest rate, divide it into the number 72, tells you the number of years it takes for your money to double. So if you get 1% on your savings account, you put $100 in your savings account. All right, Gabriel? $100 in there. You get 1% on it. You go back, 72 years later, you got your locker. You go back into the bank with your locker and like, hey, how much is my money worth? Like $200. 72 years later. That's at 1%. Are you excited about that? Does it make you want to save more money? See, that's the thing. People start to save money and they go, it doesn't work, I'm going to go spend it. Okay? Now, what are we earning 1%? We're not earning 1%. We're earning 0.1. At 0.1, if you get 1/10 of 1%, it takes 720 years for your money to double. Who's excited about that? What if your bank account says 0.01? That means it takes 7,200 years to double your money. Are you excited about doubling your money every 7,200 years? Minus fees. Okay. So you can't win at 1, you can't win at 0.1, you certainly can't win at 0.01 minus fees, and you can't win at 4%. Why? Because if you make 4% on your money, and inflation's 4%, guess where you are? You made 4, but everything went up by 4%. Where are you? Where does it end up? What if you deduct taxes from the 4% you just earned? You're never winning. You can't win at 4% either. You're mathematically impossible to win at 4% if it's taxable. Okay? What do we got to do? Well, the bank takes our money. What if the bank just got 12% rate of return on our money? Would that be good for the bank? Well, easy on the math. 12 goes into 72. See, at 4, money doubles every 18 years. You get 2 doubles between 29 years, 12 from 10,000 to 40,000. So at 65, you have 40. If the bank took your money and they got credit cards and investments, they got 12. Well, their money doubles every 6 years. They end up with 640,000. Is that better to be the bank? 640 grand. Much better, right? That's why they want to take your money, miseducate you about money. See, here's the crazy part. Then people get their Macy's card and the trip to Best Buy for a new TV, and they go, wow, we like you so much. We're going to give you 0% offers. You're like, wow. They say, we're going to help you build your credit score. Do you think they're helping you? No, they're helping you into debt. Right? Anything to get you into debt. In fact, they'll track it. If you take one 0% offer, guess what you're going to get in your email? Your feedback on your emails and everything, your Facebook page is going to be like, more 0% offers. You took one, let's hit you again. Let's see if we can dig you further into debt. I'm saying that's a computer system. It's perfect. It's perfectly designed to get you in debt and keep you in debt the rest of your life. Be very aware of it, okay? So, now, what if your person doesn't realize that their credit cards that have 24% interest, their Best Buy card or their Macy's card have 24% interest, and their savings is earning 0.01? So their credit card debt doubles every 3 years, and their savings account doubles every 7,000 years. How are you going to do financially if your credit card doubles every 3 years and your savings account doubles every 7,000 years minus fees? You're never going to win. Yet people continue to take their kids down to the bank and say, open a checking and savings account. The bank says, save money and get good credit. All right, taxes. So now debt works and how investing works and how your money needs to be invested and avoid taxes. Well, here's the thing. Are taxes going up or are taxes going down? Now, how do they tax you? They tax you when you earn your money. When you spend it, yes, they tax you. When you save it, guess what? They tax you. Guess what? When you die, they also tax you. Okay? So, tax now. You put it in a savings account, it's the lowest rate of return and highest form of taxation. Okay? So again, your money should be at least invested. Even if it's conservatively, it should be invested for you. So it's getting a higher rate of return and much less taxes. Okay? So you want to get your money, again, my money goes into a credit union and then it goes into an investment account and it's invested for me. Then tax later, 401ks, IRAs, those sort of things. But the 401k is a tax code. So is IRA or 403b. Don't worry, get the significance. A tax code 401k. It means that you get a tax deduction when you save your money on the small amount. Then it grows into the harvest. What does the government do with the harvest? When you retire, exactly, they tax it. They give you a tax deduction on the seed to then tax you on the harvest. Make sense? Does that sound like a good idea? Do you think the government's going to want more on the harvest or less? They're probably going to want more. Okay, so these are okay. These plans are good. You put $1 in, your employer puts in $1. You want to take that. That's free money. Take that free money. Okay, but then there's tax advantaged. These three here, you can massively avoid taxes in your life. Roth IRA, municipal bonds, and index universal life. Those three, these are for rich people. These are for the middle class. You can use all three of them. I use all three of them every single day in my investing. Actually, I don't use Roth IRAs because I don't want to lock up my money till I'm 60. They're still good investments, though. I mean, for most people they are. But I'm an entrepreneur. I want access to my cash. I want to be able to move it. Make sense? So, anyways, pretty cool. Is that valuable stuff? Okay. I think they should teach this in every school. But again, it would, as you put, upset the balance, wouldn't it? Okay. So, good. I think should we open up to Q&A? Yes.
Yeah, you have 5 minutes.
Sweet. Q&A. Anybody with any questions on anything? I know you guys sent over tons of questions. They were all great questions, by the way. I was like, this is awesome. I was excited to come up here because I was like, got to answer their questions. So, any questions on anything? Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're not for profit. It's not only better for you, it's better for a community and it's better for your country. Okay? So if you pay interest to a credit union, it's a not-for-profit cooperative. It's filtered back into your local communities for jobs and things like that. If you ever pay interest to a city bank, where's the money going? Not back to Bakersfield. I guarantee it's going off to some uber wealthy guy, so he can buy another, gold toilet or something like that. I don't know what they spend it on, but I mean, so yeah, credit unions they actually lose money, so they don't want to. Well, let me give you an example. When 2008 came, the banks were like, "We need more profit. We're losing money." They just basically changed all your interest rates to 24% on your credit cards. Good credit, bad credit. Let's just hammer them now and see what they can take from the country. Credit unions didn't do that. They said, "Wait a second. These are our customers. They'll leave us if we." Don't take care of them. And they didn't do that. So it's just a much healthier way to grow an economy. It's better for us. It's better for you. It's better for community. It's better for Bakersfield. And it's certainly better for the economy of the United States. It's a more natural economy, not this bubble economy that the banking industry creates. So, great question. Any other questions? Questions? Any other questions?
They're a little shy on raising their hands. That's
Just,
why
guys, you got me here. I mean, I don't know a lot of people that know more about money than me, not to rub my own ego, but I've studied this. I do a lot of research on this stuff. Yes?
Okay, so obviously this was like a small snippet of the information that you have. Where can we find more resources? We went to your website.
Jay's office. Jay Thompson, we work together. So I run an office in Bakersfield. I'm expanding to Miami. If my app was up, Rich Man Education, I could tell you to download the app. I'm going to have a YouTube channel where we do question and answers pretty soon. We're going to be doing a lot of really cool stuff on that. So definitely, my book is available on Amazon. If you want to buy it today, it's $10 or whatever. In fact, I mean, I don't know. Next 4 questions, they get a book. There we go. I'll bribe you guys to ask me questions. Next 4 questions. It's got to be a good question, though. Well thought out. Yes?
Well, I was going to ask you before the book, but it was like after her. So how could we keep up with you? How would we know, like, when your app is ready? Your YouTube channel, like, how can we keep up with you?
Mark@markquan.com. Or my personal email address, markjquan@gmail.com. My name, markjquan@gmail.com. If you want to throw me an email and ask me, hey, keep me in touch with the app or whatever, great. I'll give you my personal email address. Okay? So great question. Okay. Do you have any other question on, like, specific finances?
Well, I was going to ask, are you speaking today at 6?
At 1.
Or at 1?
Yeah.
Tonight you're speaking 6:30
Am I? Oh, yeah. I'm working speaking at Jay's. Where are we doing it?
at the California office.
Oh, the California office, yeah. So we have an office here. So if you want to come back and ask more questions, I'm doing a presentation. I mean, my company grows on, I'm actually, by the way, I'm testing an Uber model where Uber and Lyft drivers can make a lot of money in the financial services industry. Anyways, I don't want to go into that too much. But good questions. Any other questions?
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm obviously much older than many of these students, and I have nothing.
Okay.
Started or saved, so like maybe, like, it feels discouraging when you see the numbers and the multiplication, but like, do I do more? Like, do I try to invest more, like, in the beginning? Because I'm just getting started.
Don't worry about it. Tons of time. Don't worry about it. We just got to know. I'd have to go. What's your net worth now? It may be negative. It may be positive. It may be 0. For most people, it's 0.
Yeah.
Okay. We have to go. Well, on this date, your net worth is here. How do we get you out of debt? How do we do this? How do we do this simple plan? And then every single time you go, all right, what's my net worth now? And what's my net worth now? Great. Starting investing for $10 or whatever. Just start the habit of doing it. And more importantly, there's going to be lots of ups and downs in the economy over the next 20 years, right? You just have to go, when the economy crashes and there's cheap stocks and real estate everywhere, how many can I buy? Anybody can become wealthy. You just have to understand that the economy cycles. When the economy goes bad, how much stocks and real estate can I buy? Because you can jump huge amounts of net worth. You can go from here to this, and the next one can be huge. You can go from nothing, totally broke, to multi-millionaire in a couple of economic cycles. So just understand that happens and just make those better decisions. Pretty cool? Great question, by the way. So definitely a book for you. So there's 1 and then 2. All right, 2 more books. Yeah.
Is it smarter for us to invest in stocks or bonds? Like, which one would you
Bonds are too conservative. You need to be in stocks at your age. Because it's going to go up and down, but when it goes down, you go, great, I'm going to buy more. You buy more shares. It's not about what your account value is right now, because if you don't need the money, don't worry about it. It's about how much ownership of that company you have. When the stock market crashes, Google shares are cheaper, or Microsoft, or whatever. It's cheaper. You get more shares for the same amount of money. You want more shares for your money, not less, right? So when the economy crashes, just understand, down markets are a time to buy more stocks, not sell them. Buy more, buy. If you just set up a plan and just let it run for the next 30, 40 years, you can be a multi-millionaire tax-free many, many times over. Okay? So, cool. Are we done?
You got one more question here.
One more question, yes.
What exactly is an index universal?
Okay, so there's a tax code. It's called 7702A. Okay? And it's basically designed for rich people, where they can build a Roth IRA as big as they want. Okay? It's a tax code around since 1982. Okay? And if you take investments and you put it inside an insurance policy, there's no taxes on the growth. Okay, so it's a tax code. If you put a low rate of return inside that tax code, it doesn't do anything. Like if you put a low rate of return, it doesn't do anything. It's a taxable. It's like having a CD that's non-taxable. It never grows, so who cares about? There's no tax advantages. You can take that tax code. You can put stocks in it. Okay. And you can grow the money with no risk, with risk, up and downs, And you can actually take that same tax code and put this in, and that's called index universal. This is called variable, where you actually put stocks inside an insurance contract, and it's not taxable. These new ones are indexed, where it can only go up, it can never go down. Very cool way to invest, because when the economy crashes, you're sitting there with lots of cash. You have lots of cash when the economy crashes, you're like, shopping spree, let's go buy some real estate and stocks. And then you're using other people's money. Make sense? You need to use other people's money when the time is right, because you can only make so much money with your own. When you're buying real estate, you're using OPM, other people's money. It's better to invest with other people's money, bank money. Oh, gladly borrow from the bank if they're going to put 10% on a property and I can get all the appreciation. Make sense? So, it's a great question. One more. You had a question in the back there. I'm going to give you a book just because I'm going to make you ask your question. Yeah, you had a question for me? You put your hand up?
Yeah, I was thinking of why when we invest in the index, it's better than when we invest in the stock.
It's not better. They're both good. They have advantages and disadvantages.
Less risk investing in the stock.
Well, I have this. I have under that tax code, I have a variable one where I can buy stocks. So if the economy crashes, I can put money in there and grow it in the stock market. With
when there is a financial economic
crash, yeah.
it will affect it.
Exactly.
More than the index.
Exactly. So I can be investing in here.
When you invest in the S&P 500,
Yeah.
you will invest in 500
Exactly.
companies.
We can take the S&P 500, we can invest into it where it goes up. When the economy crashes, we don't lose any money. Make sense? And we don't do it Nationwide or Transamerica or one of those companies does it. So, cool. Yes, one last one.
Sorry, really quick question. Or can we get more information? Do you go deeper into detail about the stocks in your book, or do you suggest a website?
No, my book is very, very simple. I wrote it for people who don't understand anything. They just need a foundation, that sort of thing. I run classes on it. A year down the road, I'll have all types of resources through, the app and all that stuff. But today, we're just developing my company right now. So, cool. Great questions, guys. Who learned some stuff?
We're out of time.
I know. But that's okay. I feel like we got some good stuff out of it. You guys like it? Yes?